living in the 50s was claustrophobic. For me, growing up at that point in my life in New Rochelle, the suburbs, Westchester County, in this upper middle class existence with 2 homes and 5 cars, there was extraordinary emphasis on outward things. How you dressed, how you looked, what college you were going to was like the dominant, pressing thing in my existence, you know. Contrasted amazingly with where I went in the 60s, where you could basically become anything you wanted to be. The medium was the message. In the 50s, the medium was not the message. You couldn't be anybody you wanted to be. You couldn't explore your own consciousness. It just wasn't happening. You sat with your family and you watched, what was it, Ozzy and Harriet on the boob tube, and Howdy Doody existed, and everything was happy, and everything was very plastic, and the soul was missing. The soul of America had sort of gone to sleep, you know, and it was lying in the suburbs somewhere, ready to be unearthed, but it was asleep.
It's funny, for me, I fit in. I found a way of fitting in. It was the disproportionate, that performers and athletes would get large amounts of money and school teachers were struggling. It was things like that. But I fit in. I mean, for me, I didn't feel stultified. I played sports. I was the captain of the basketball team. I was the captain of the soccer team. I got recruited by colleges for sports. I was in the debating society. And you know, I found a way of playing the game and really enjoying it. But there was always that sense that this is just a game, and that the real root values that make a civilization coalesce, the real human values of compassion and love and justice, were not the focus of the game. That the focus of the game somehow was the ego. I will be the captain of the team. I will excel. There was no sense of, what do you do for the other guy? What do you do for the great mass of people in the world who are starving, who are suffering? That wasn't part of the training. So that when Kennedy came along, we're talking about transitioning from the 50s to the 60s, Kennedy came along and said, yeah, what about all those people? Let's have a Peace Corps. That sent chills up the spines of people. It created a vision of really going out and helping. Don't just think about yourself. Think what you can do for your country and for others. That was a vision of sacrifice and helping others, and that sent chills up the spines of people.